we have a new tool that I bought so we can further do our DIY project. Let me say it a different way. So we can do our DIY projects more efficiently in the future. What am I talking about? Well, let me show you. Come on. This is the tool we are talking about. Coming on the corner, right there. Bend pack. Well, actually, Quick Jacks, but it's made by Pen Pack. We have the Quick Jack 5,000 pound kit. This is the new one, the TL series. This will lift the car 24 inches off the ground. And also in the future, they have I'm not gonna do it right now, but they have an adapter so you can use it as a motorcycle lift as well. How cool is that? So we're gonna open this up, make sure we have all our parts and pieces. We're not gonna use it quite yet because I still need a couple more tools. And the very first DIY job we're going to do is installing those H&R springs on that Porsche 911. It's Friday night, and because I'm a boring person, instead of going out with my mates, because I don't really have any over here, maybe one, but he's busy. So we're going to set up our Quick Jacks. We've cleaned out this side of the garage, and we're going to lay everything out, and we'll set it up. One cool thing that Quick Jacks included was a setup checklist. They must have been thinking about me when they saw this. They're like, we can't just give that dummy a box of parts and say, put it together this way. Let's give him a checklist. I tell you. Review safety rules, which we did. Actually, I already read all this. Make sure you have necessary tools. Set up the site, aka clean the floor. Make sure nothing's on it. Adequate clearance, plenty. So we're not going to read every single one of these. I've already read them, but we're just going to get started. So this is what comes with your new Quick Jack 5,000 TL. You have a left and a right frame. You've got grab handles, 2, focus please, thank you, 4 hoses, 2 longer ones, 2 shorter ones. I can't remember exactly how they go, but you'll see when it's all put together. You've got a box of fittings. And not that this was interesting. Now, instead of Teflon tape, they give you thread locker instead of Teflon tape. So, I don't know if they found out that leaks less. I guess we'll find out. And then your pump, I went with the 110 because I have a 110 outlet right there on that wall. And the center of this garage is probably where I'm going to use this the most. I don't think I'm going to use it on that end near the wall, though I could. And that end has a bunch of stuff in it. So I think that's a good place. And even if I move it to this end, it's still close to that outlet. So I'm not going to bore you with the setup. I'll just show you this real quick, and then I'll show you it all set up and working. Excuse me. We're trying to make a video here. Do you mind? Can you please keep it down? I'm trying to make a video here. Thank you for your cooperation. And you're the biggest one. You're supposed to be helping. You don't do nothing but stand around and look at them. Wag your tail. Yeah, wag your tail. That's all you can do. This is the only one guy who actually does help me. Leo. That's my helper. He helps me. Nobody else does nothing. All right, back to work.
Two hours later.
All right, just like that, I put it together. Yeah. Actually, this is a couple days later.
3 days later.
Let me show you what happened when I put this together. All right, this is the manual. So it doesn't include Teflon tape. They included this new thread sealant. So if you see, it says, if you're adding thread sealant to fitting or connector, oh, no, never mind. Sorry, not about that one. Next one. Only apply a small amount of thread sealant to the first 4 threads of the fitting, which I did. Also says, Step 4, allow the manufacturer recommended curing time before pressurizing the system. So I can't show you the bottle of the sealant because I already threw it in the trash. But the bottle on there says allow enough time to cure. That's it. Doesn't give a number, doesn't give a time frame, a temperature, nothing. In this manual, it doesn't say anything like that either. I did find on YouTube, on all the little short videos and tutorials that QuickJacks has, QuickJacks does say leave 24 hours for it to cure before you use it. I did not. So when I first started doing it, I'll show you. After I put it together, my system leaked out of that fitting, the bottom fitting over there, and somewhere else. No, I think that was it. It leaked basically out of the fittings that you attach to the hose is what it leaked out of. Because I didn't allow enough time to cure. So after I saw that video, I cleaned it up, took the fittings off, reapplied the thread sealant, let it sit for 48 hours, still leaked. So took it off one last time, threw the set thread sealant in the trash, and I put Teflon tape on all my fittings. And it does not leak now. And I'll pressurize it real quick and show you it does not leak. You see the system QuickJacks going up. I'll just leak there real quick. And you can see there's no leaks. Before, it was instantaneous. I mean, you had the red hydraulic fluid looking like blood on the ground. No leaks whatsoever. And now the system works like it's supposed to. So the next step is to do the bleed procedure where we will get some nice fluid and air bubbles out, but that's okay. I just wanted to show you the system and it is working. And after I do the bleed procedure, we're gonna put it under this. We're gonna put it under this car and jack it up just to see how high it'll go. I actually would have loved if QuickJacks would have included the fittings already connected, already cured, already sealed to the hoses in the box, because then everything's just plug and play. The way these came in the box, I don't see why they couldn't have done that. Maybe just probably just leave off this one. Leave off this one because this has an O-ring on it, so it doesn't. It's easy to get on and it's not going to leak. But all the other fittings, if they would have came in the box already attached and ready to go, then it would have been like a 30-minute job. Take it out of the box, plug and play, pressurize it, bleed out the air system, fill your reservoir with fluid, bleed out the air, and you're good to go and you're rocking and rolling. It would have taken 30 minutes. Instead, this has taken a couple of days, which it shouldn't have. Partly my fault. It should have a bold statement in there. If you use the sealant, please allow 24 hours of cure time at room temperature or something like that. Also, you got to bear in mind it's cold. It's 37 degrees outside. So at 37 degrees, it probably takes a little longer to cure. So it may have needed more than the time I allowed it for it to cure. Anyways, not knocking it. The system is good. I've seen tons and tons of quality product demos. I believe in it, and that's why I bought it. I think it's just a little typo needs to be corrected, and it's all good. So let me bleed the system, and then not this weekend because it's Thanksgiving, but at some point soon we'll start working on the Porsche and lowering it. That's what I'm talking about. See the gap? See the body sitting over that tire? And it looks good, yes. But we want it to sit a little more snug than that. The rear actually looks pretty good. But we want to bring that down a little bit. Get rid of some of that gap. So that's the goal of the H&R Springs. That's the main reason we bought this. We've got the QuickJacks all set up. We've bled the system a few times just to be sure there's no air in it. And now we put the car on there. It's the most dangerous part. Putting this expensive car on this system, hoping it doesn't fail. All right, moment of truth. The car is on the lift. I just checked it. We seated it. We did not go all the way up. We just went up a little, just make sure everything was seated right. So we're going to go up for the first time together. And I'm scared to death. Scared. Scared. Stand back in case something happens. And the lock is on both sides, right?
Mm-hmm.
There you go. If you're scared, I'm freaking out. Holy crap. That's awesome and scary as hell at the same time. No, that's right. Yeah, because it's maxed out is 24 inches. But you saw after you go to the full top position, you come back down so the weight is resting on these steel locks. You don't want the weight resting on the hydraulics in case you lose an O-ring. You want it resting on the locks, and then the channel has a lock in here to hold it in place. So there's no pressure on this right now. All the pressure is just on the steel frame and the locks. And sitting on the ground, let's see how high it is compared to me sitting on the ground. So even without a crawler, I can easily look under the car and figure out what's going on. Body work looks good. I don't see anything scratched. Let me see that. Pass me that in here. I'll show you the underside of the car. So, underside of the car looks pretty good. I mean, it's all covered up like a 911 is supposed to be. Minus the engine area. But it's good to have it this high off the ground. I mean, I could easily crawl under there, even without a creeper. There we go. How about we use the light? You can see better with the light on. Easily look under the car. Not too bad, not too bad. So we can crawl. I mean, and you can see the center is empty. So we can crawl completely under this car. We're definitely going to buy the hockey pucks though. Because it took a couple of tries to get the blocks where they're supposed to be to lift the car up. So we are definitely going to invest in the hockey pucks. Quick Jacks has the Porsche 911 in the air. That's pretty cool. That is pretty freaking cool. It's actually higher than I expected it to be. Forget the number on the spec sheet. Just looking at the car makes a humongous difference how much easier it is to get underneath it. Look at those X-pipe changing colors. The most important thing I've seen from dozens of Quick Jack videos is when you go to lower the car, make sure you unlock both sides, not just one. There's been plenty of people who have unlocked just one side and the car tips over. We don't want that. The other thing is, if you set this up and don't bleed out the air system or bleed out the air out of the hydraulic system, if you don't follow the bleed procedure, you could have the jacks come down uneven. That's why I did the bleed like 3 times just to be sure. The first time I kind of wasn't comfortable with the way I did it. So I did it the second time and I was like, you know what? This car is too valuable, so let's go ahead and do it one more time just for the hell of it. So you go back up to the highest setting and then you unlock the locks, which is basically just flip the little cam over so it'll slide over the top of the lock. Because right now the way the cam is sitting, it's not going to slide over the top of the lock. Ta-da! That's it. That's it. Quick jack the Porsche 911, put it back on the ground safely, evenly. No problems going up, no problems coming down. Connected to 110. Pump is not even that loud. Barely hear it on. It's great. Definitely going to invest in the Porsche hockey pucks. Let's stick underneath here. So that it's much easier to put it on here. Actually, let me slide this on. I'll show you where you can. Let me show you this. Flip the camera around. So I had it, and you can see the impression of it. I had it on there. But you have this entire area. You can put anywhere in this area. You can put your lift, your joint. Same for the front. I just had it there, and you saw the impression of it. You can see the circle of it, which is good. That means it was sitting mostly on the center of that. So it's not actually touching this part of the rail. It's touching whatever you put in there. If I had the hockey pucks, even better because they hang down a little bit. All right, thanks for watching my scary moments and my DIY and use of the quick jacks. Review I'll do much later on after I've had it for a while. But just the first time use, and it's the first time I used it. So I used it with you guys, and if the car would have fell off the lift, we would have all seen it at the same time. Terrifying. So I'm glad it does work. And now we will put everything away with the quick disconnects. Oh, let me show you the quick disconnect real quick. So once the car is all the way down, a quick and easy way to depressurize these lines so you don't have to fight them, hold the down button for a few seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, now it's completely depressurized. Whatever pressure was in that line is back in the reservoir. Let's see if I can show you this. All right, so you see the little ball there. You see how I have it off? So I have it off so that in case it tries to come off, when it has pressure on it, it can't. So you have to rotate this back, line it up again, and then you can disconnect it. There we go. That's it. The lower one's going to be easier to show you. There we go. Just rotate it and then unlock it. Comes right off. Now to connect them, it's even easier. Of course, I'm right-handed and I'm holding my phone with my right hand. So I'm going to try to do this with my left hand. You don't have to do anything other than push, which is going to be hard because I'm right-handed. But let me see. Let me switch hands here. Hold on. All right. So to connect, all you got to do is just take this fitting, ring it to here, and just smack it on. Not smack, you just push it. Watch. There, and it's on. Pull it off. You just pull the collar back, and it comes off. No leaks, no drips. There might be a little bit of residue on there. Actually, there's nothing. So it'll focus. Nothing on there. So put the dust cap back on it, and you can put this away. And then this is the same connection. This is the pump side, and all your hoses have the same connection. So let me disconnect all that and put it away. All right, so we got everything disconnected and put away. I was gonna hang this on the wall. Let me show you how I got this set up for now. This is temporary, but I'm gonna show you what my plan was. And so I'm just gonna put the jacks together on the floor. I tucked the cable that comes off the cylinders. See this? I tucked it this way so I don't drive over them or the fittings or mess them up. One cool thing is Quick Jacks has these little wheels on it. Doesn't see them. So you can pick it up from that end over there and roll it. They're still heavy as hell. I mean, each one of these things weighs like 75 pounds, so you're not going to be moving it a lot. I got my pump and the quick disconnect extension hoses are there. And you can see as I drive in the garage, they're not in the way at all. So got them out of the way, and those jacks are supposed to go on this wall, but I can't find my stud finder. So for now, we're just gonna park the Porsche on top of over the top of the quick jacks. They're low enough, they're low profile enough that it's not a problem. and we'll hang them up on the wall. I already bought the quick jack wall hangers right here. And I was gonna put these on the wall, and then you just, if you put this in a study, it is strong enough to lift the quick jack off the ground. We're not gonna lift the quick jack off the ground because it's too damn. We're gonna set it on the wheels and use the hanger so it rests inside the hanger, so it doesn't fall off the wall. So it's just basically just on there. You have to lift it a little bit, but the main weight of it will be sitting basically on the wheels. So I could, in theory, just put this through the drywall, but I don't want to take that chance. I want to make sure I put this in the stud. I couldn't find my stud finder. That's why I'm sitting here rambling. So since I couldn't find my stud finder, and it is already gotten dark outside, and it's already dropping into the 30s, we're gonna wrap it up right here. We're gonna stop right here. We'll see it, and you'll see it in the future anyway. It's no big deal. Next time I do something in the garage, I'll show it to you on the wall. But there it is. Everything quick disconnects. It's it has quick disconnects. No leak. There's no leaks on the ground. There's no fluid anywhere. It does what it says. Quick jacks. It quickly jacks your car. No more getting under. And another reason I bought it, so I don't have to jack a car up and sit it on jack stands and worry about it. One thing I did do off camera, I didn't want to do it on camera in case the car fell, was, I pushed it around and saw how stable the car was. Extremely stable. Very, very stable. The construction of these quick jacks is very good. It's made by Benpack, and Benpack makes tons of lifts. Thanks for watching the video. If you made it this far, congratulations. Hopefully the next DIY video will be actually using the quick jacks and taking apart the suspension to replace the springs. But because it's Thanksgiving, that's probably not going to be this week. Maybe next week or later. All right, catch you guys later. Now let's put Gretel inside.